Good morning once again. Those of you who don't know me, I am Harsh Pant. Most of you would have received emails on my behalf. And so, on behalf of Observer Research Foundation and Nalanda University, let me formally welcome you all to this 8th India Think Tank Forum. You have all traveled from different parts of India to be with us for these days. We are very grateful and hope please accept our apologies if there have been any problems, challenges, or logistics or of other kind as you made this transition to Nalanda. But we hope that the salubrious environment of this university, the majesty of this university will take away all the problems, at least for the next 2 days, and you will enjoy your stay. And you will have a productive time with all of us as part of this forum. This, of course, was a relatively small group when we started, and bit by bit, institution by institution, year by year, we have seen this caravan of think tanks, institutions, academics grow. And this year, just to give you a snapshot, we have 78 think tanks, institutions in our midst, representing more than 20 states and around 30 cities of India. Often we bemoan the fact that Delhi has become the center of all things academic and institutional, but we have this year 35 institutions from Delhi and almost 43 from other cities. So it's also a tribute to the expanding network of think tanks, institutions across India that are interested in policy, that are interested in having an impact on how we engage with each other and with how the governments relate to civil society. So we are very grateful that this is happening, and we are very grateful that many of you also chimed in when we opened the registrations for this forum. We got many more registrations, but because of logistical issues, we could only get a few think tanks involved, and we hope that we can expand this network in the coming years. But the fact that we are meeting this year in Nalanda owes itself to Dr. Samir Saran, President ORF, who raised this point and goaded us last year when we met, and I think some of you were there as well, in Delhi, that we should take this forum out of Delhi and engage with the rest of India in more substantive ways. And in that sense, we succeeded in doing that this year. And we are very grateful to Professor Sachin Chaturvedi and Nalanda University for their efforts in making this possible. Professor Chaturvedi had been a great friend of ORF during his stint at RIS, and now that he is at Nalanda, he has been equally generous with his time, with his faculty, with his team here, and it's been wonderful. It is generally a practice to give a vote of thanks at the end, but I think I would like to start at the very beginning because it is important when most of you are around. First of all, to thank Dr. Saran and Professor Chaturvedi for their leadership in making this possible. Let me also thank my incredible team at ORF, Vivek, Siddharth, Alexei, comms team, Megha, Stellan, Arjun, everyone who is here, and many people who are not here in Delhi who made this possible for us to come here. And of course, this would not have been possible without the team, this incredible team at Nalanda, from Dr. Parihar, Professor Rao, Dr. Anand Kumar, Dr. Chaturvedi, who made this possible for us to work seamlessly and made this possible for us to come together. And last but not the least, the incredible students who have been with us, working with us for the last 2 days, who are, some of them are here already, and some of them are coming. But they have been very, very generous with their time and effort in working with us, in ensuring that we do not face any logistical problems, and of course giving us a tour and a snapshot of their life at Nalanda. Now, of course, moving to the substance of what we are here for, we are living through an incredibly momentous time. Geopolitically, geoeconomically, technological-wise, and how societies and states relate to each other. The trend lines are moving faster than our ability to comprehend and analyze them. And I think this forum's theme this year, India in a Changing World, Building Inner Resilience, and the agenda that we embody and we all have come together to discuss, is reflective of the times that we are living in, where India is changing fast and the world is changing faster around us. So how do we think about them? How do we analyze them? How do we report about them? How do we build networks amongst ourselves to ensure that our understanding of these changing trend lines becomes more than just an academic exercise. That is something that we hope we can accomplish during our time here. And we hope that the networks that you build, the engagements that we encounter, and the collaborations that we foster through this engagement can take us beyond just the solitary exercise that often academics tend to do. We hope that we will learn and engage with each other with the diversity of perspectives that are present here that will be shared today and tomorrow. Before I invite Professor Venkat Rao for his remarks, let me also underline a small change in the program. You would have seen Ms. Aparna Ray's, she was mentioned as the inaugural speaker. Due to some last-minute scheduling conflict, she could not be with us this morning. Therefore, immediately after Professor Rao's comments, we will move seamlessly to our discussion on BRICS with Dr. Saran and Professor Chaturvedi. Dr. Rao, over to you.
Thank you, Praspan. Good morning and welcome to Nalanda University. Welcome to the Think Tank Forum sessions. Dr. Samir Saran, President of ORF, Air Vice Marshal Anil Golani, Major General Bhaduria, and all the all the pioneering leaders of thought, participants, colleagues, students. A warm welcome to Nalanda University. When our indefatigable Vice Chancellor, spirited Vice Chancellor, discussed the ORF event and the concerns and issues involved, and the question that we need to raise and the questions that we need to answer, it reminded me of something. I'm not from the field of world affairs or international relations. I'm from literature, culture, and thought in that area. It reminded me of the greatest poet of English literature. He said, "The time is out of joint, O cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right." Though the poet said in a despairing mood and created a despairing character, we don't have to necessarily succumb to that despair today. When the world is in disarray, when multiple challenges impel us to respond, how do we respond? That's the question that ORF brings in front of us. That's the singular question, and it's a common question for all of us today. We are no longer in that post-war scenario of the previous century where powerful nations could polarize the world to command and control. Multiple experiments and adventures of the West over 3 centuries have unleashed the furies of calamity to which our fragile and hospitable planet, our modes of being, our relations, and our forms of thinking are dangerously exposed. But today, the responses, not quick fixes of crisis management, genuine responses can come from differentiated and sensitive locations. How do we respond from the Indian location? That's the challenge that ORF is putting us forward, putting in front of us. What are our sources of resilience? What are our individual and collective strategies in such a state of persistent crises? This ennobled location where you're all located, where you have come braving the colds of this part of the country, this ennobled location, Nalanda, for over 700 years, long before the dawn of European world, remained the exemplar of a robust, intellectual, and hospitable living. It created thought leaders, statesmen of governance, and savants of well-being. How can we rejuvenate our tempered, enduring, reflective, and livable resources? How do we draw on these millennial inheritances to set the time right from our locations and forge responses from different institutions today? How can we learn to think and work together even when we think differently? Is it possible for us to come to a common place where we can think, express our differentiated ideas, but still think together? On behalf of Nalanda University, I take pleasure in warmly welcoming all the warriors of action of thought who have come to the intellectual gymnasium of the 8th Think Tank Forum to brainstorm the responses we can generate from our resources and hone our resilience in shaping an India in challenging world. Another poet said, a famous poet in a time of crisis in the 18th century, "Wherever there is danger, there is also hope. Hope, it seems to me, has to be sought only from the interstices of the risky opportunities. There are plenty of risky opportunities that await us today at every level. Let's plunge into the challenging future and fare forward. Welcome once again to this ancient abode of reflection and action and well-being. Welcome to Nalanda University. Thank you.